So we have fighting with the technique here. On the right side we have the hidden unicorn on the right side, yes, right side hidden unicorn, on the left side in colors red, down 5. Both teams are eager to win this first round, first game. So we have in the red team Warhead on Efficel, Decima on Philly Hadouken on Decima, Nor1 is playing Blitz, Brain, Rainbow, Valkyrie and Ubi, 1 Kurioda. We have a first engage, Lifane is going and he's trying to hurt people. Diablik, Panda, everyone backs off a little bit. Both teams having our new aggro supporter Decima, and I think this is a very good actually team lineup from both teams. I personally know, of course, the players they played with me. Nofane and Panda both know them very well. So we can expect a really good game. Let's see how they're utilizing it. Both teams currently fighting it out. Bot lane, Panda versus Warhead. I think this is not the best lineup which you can have. Blitz is trying, Nor1 is trying to get from his side. Top lane currently with Nofane on Rhino holding top lane, mid lane Warhead and Decima against Valkyrie and Decima. I think Decima and Valkyrie not necessarily the best combination, as she doesn't do much damage with her auto attacks and the shield is kind of wasted on her. Bot lane with Cobra and Calibre. Let's see how this is going to play out. I still believe that technically Calibre is maybe not the 100 best player, best sentinel for tournament matches. Top left drone was directly taken. Team down 5 is not, however, capturing it. Hidden Unicorn indeed is. They try to deny XP to the enemy and they are leading currently. Let's see how this is going to play out. Arrows coming from the sides, try to gank to push them back, but Panda is taking severely damage. They're trying to protect their artillery drone. Mid lane is fighting. Nilfane switched to mid lane. Warhead is on top lane. It's a wise choice. He needs to be, however, careful not to get overextended right now. Be careful now. It's shown. He's shown in space, but he gets ganked from Decima. There was a miscommunication. He should have backed off earlier. Artillery drone now on bot lane. Both teams took It's Hidden Unicorn, however, lost it already. They couldn't defend it as they have quite low ranges with their outer attacks, so the pushing is a little bit more difficult. And let's see, Ryu and Decima on top for down 5 is taking down the top artillery drone. Artillery drone for the Team Unicorn is still up, is not touched. They're currently not taking it. Decima is trying to push the lane a little bit back. Bot lane, actually Calibre died to the onslaught of Warhead and Blitz. This is dangerous. Only Cobra is defending currently, and Artillery drone is doing heavy damage to it. Cobra has to back off, otherwise you will die, and I think this tower could go down. This is the danger of having short range sentinels in your lineup. The tower went down, one tower down for Team Hidden Unicorn, and of course down 5 has a little advantage by this. Level wise, one level ahead. They switched lineups. They tried to send Calibre on Panda top and to defend against Rio. Let's see how this is going to work out. Team down 5 is now gathering a little bit, what it seems, a little bit in mid lane. And maybe trying to make a push there. Decima is the only one who is currently counter pushing, defending the lane, which of course she is not the best sentinel for it. The Hidden Unicorn a little bit under pressure right now, a little bit on the backtrack right now. Mid lane tank drone is rolling in. They want maybe to take the tower down, and actually they're going for the enemy tank drone. This is true now. They're backing off. They're maybe just lurking around it. Cobra on bot lane is the only one currently pushing, and we all know Cobra is not the best sentinel to push and defend the lane. Now he has to back off because he's getting ganked by Blitz and by Warhead. Mid lane Alphane is trying to make a play there, but no support from his team. Maybe he just tried to push them away so they can breathe and they can take down the artillery drone. Warhead is moving into mid, pressuring mid tower as well. They need to kind of make a play here. Level 6 for both teams, meaning both teams have now ultimates. They catched up quite nicely. Both teams nearly at the same XP range. Team Down 5 is leading with 1 kill, only 1 kill on Team Hidden Unicorn. And now they're getting engaged. Warhead is out of position. Ultimate from Decima doesn't save counter ultimate from the enemy Decima to make the push even stronger. Now only 2 people defending Nelfane and Arrow. I'm not sure how they can actually pull this off. There is a heavy onslaught. Both Handinels are not good, really good in defending. Team Down 5 is directly moving in onto the tank drone. They have interesting 3 acceleration frame on Valkyrie, Decima and Warhead to move fast between the lanes. Nelfane is trying to go in, but he has no support by his team, so he couldn't really go in, even though he had his ultimate still up. Top lane, Calibre is getting control of the lane. She's actually pushing quite well into enemy tower. This tower can go down very fast. Now mid lane we have a kill for Team Unicorn. Tank drone, however, is moving in. Nelfane is in the wrong spot at the wrong time. Valkyrie's OE is hitting hard, and they need to defend in another tank drone. Now both top lane moved into mid lane. Panda found Ryoko sitting in the shadows, in the smoke, trying to lure him away, to push him away, so he can't get a good engage. But Ryo's ultimate is such a long range, he can easily engage from any side they please. They need to apply pressure now and to find their way back. They are 1 level currently, no, not anymore. They're like 50% of the XP behind. Panda a little bit too far in the front, but of course Calibre can escape easily any onslaught if not coordinated well. Diablik gets a lot of damage. They're killing, however, Decima is killing Decima. Diablik is trying to get out. The heal is coming too late from Decima. It's a heal on time, so she needs to cast it preventive and not offensive. Also when it's too late already. Panda needs to be careful now. Blitz is approaching to gank him. Panda is trying to get down the artillery drone as fast as possible. There's the ultimate. Blitz is moving in. The silence is approaching. Blitz is totally shutting down Calibre. She can't escape anymore. Mid lane at the same time. Valkyrie can go down. Ulti went down from Nelfane. Good engage there. Good dive. Miss run by Valkyrie, and mid lane can technically be pushed. Decima can't really hold against it. Bottom line has an artillery drone which is worth being taken. Top 1.5 minutes. Nobody even touched and looked angry at the Drake at this point in time. Drake is abandoned. Blitz nor one is using his ultimate to get out of harm's way. Nelfane misjudged his positioning. He is not hitting, but Blitz is going down. The Decima ultimate was defensively taken for Nelfane. To heal up again was maybe not even necessary, but they're now 1, 3, 4, 5. No, both Down 5 is still leading in kills. So they're actually, but they're falling behind in XP. Very interesting to see how they respond from Down 5 who B right now. Unicorn is pressuring top. The tower was already so low, so it was just a matter of looking angry and getting him down. Decima's long range AoE spell is doing a little bit of damage, but which is more important, she gets vision on enemy team movement. Top lane now trying to push back into the enemy tower. Bot lane currently Nelfane is trying to defend against Warhead, which won't work out, but the tower is down anyway. Before that artillery drone moves any further, it will be stopped, so everything is good. Now mid lane we have a careful situation. Careful, don't get ganked there. The whole enemy team is moving in. Long range ultimate, beautiful ultimate by Ryo, completely annihilating, both killing, both getting stunned, followed by the ulti from Valkyrie and the AoE even from FSL Warhead, meaning they totally dominated them. Now Down 5 will be moving into Drake. They have the opportunity, however they will give vision. They will give vision to Unicorn. They know that they're going for Drake. They have the watchtower. At this time they have the creep on the line, so they know they are there. Not sure how the response would be. I think at this time they shouldn't force. They can defend against the Drake. Mid tower is still standing, so if they're doing it clever. At the same time they're taking down bot tower. This is a wise decision. This is the right decision. They will be able to, most likely will be able to defend against Drake. They maybe lose 1 T1 tower, but then the Drake should be stopped. At the same time, if they can take down bottom tower, at least do significant damage to it, it was kind of a comeback. Now the team Unicorn is meeting in mid lane, waiting for the Drake. Warhead is already using his long range abilities to push back. Panda is checking smokes on the side. Don't want to get engaged. Careful not to take too much damage. This is very important. We need to have an early ultimate by the Seema to be defensively more strong and then just fall behind the tower. Good engage by Arrow. Technically not had to pull back. Ultimate by Ryu is doing a lot. This ultimate was again a little bit too late by the Seema. Still they're fighting. They're trying to defend. However, team down 5 is moving in. They waited a little bit too long. Drake is nearly down, but so is most of the team from the hidden unicorn, and they need to be a little more careful. This was sadly not well executed. Ultimate by the Seema was a bit too late. Didn't heal up as much as it should have. And now team down 5 is moving onto the HQ, and they have even a tank drone currently. This is a strong push. The tower the HQ is getting significant amount of damage. They need to try to fight back. The Drake needs to go down. They need to follow up. Beautiful engage. Final Fen, he's doing a lot of damage. Panda Excalibur ulti is coming in. 2, 3 people now currently down, and they need to make a play immediately. Top lane at the same time is getting pushed by Artillery Drones. This is a good comeback. They need, however, to make a play right now, immediately, maybe to rush to top lane. Rush, just dive mid tower. It is not that hard anymore, so it's a good. And I think this is what they're doing. Arrow is going directly in, trying to slice and dice. Immediately those creeps are moving on top lane. If they're getting the Seema ganked, this would be an advantage, because then they are, even if the others respawn, it would be still a 5 versus 4. One level ahead, however, for team down 5. This engage should have been more aggressively done. They're trying to protect the artillery drone, but now in this moment the whole team is back up down 5. Therefore, and they barely did any damage, so it was not a successful switch. They should have either completely committed to it or stick to mid lane. Rio ultimate this time goes completely blank. They are in a good spot to actually fight, but the ranges are the problem. They're not having enough range damage dealer to get them down. However, at the same time, artillery drone is still doing damage. I say 75% is the health left on this tower, so this is kind of good. But of course, the hidden unicorn is currently losing, has lost 2 sentinels, and they need to see how they're coming back with that. So, and mid lane, currently Arrow is trying on Cobra to protect the tank drone from on side of team. Unicorn is taken down, so down 5 is doing serious business. They're trying to push into the enemy base. The HQ is at 31%. And even so, the shield will have regenerated quite a bit. This is a dangerous push. This Ultima ulti came very late. She's just making sure that everyone is at full health. And now they will try to engage. However, it's still a risky move. Yeah, and that's why they're actually moving on top. Top tower is much easier to take and with less risk. Team, the Unicorn needs to move immediately, needs to react to this. They are wasting too much time killing a tank drone. This can be done by 1 or 2 Sentinel. And now Rhino is split pushing, going on bot lane. They're taking top lane. They're trying to pressure at the same time bot lane. This is the right idea, but the timings are off a little bit. So Team Unicorn lost top tower. Bot lane will be pressured by Fane on Rhino, so they can do some damage there. It's not the first Calibre we saw in tournament play, and it's of course not the first tournament play for Panda, but it's a new team lineup in this competition. I think they didn't play in a tournament yet. Devlik is getting pressured quite a lot. He needs to evade. He does evade severely. Artillery drone, however, does damage. Team Capricorn is a little bit in trouble. Gold ultimate there by the Seema. It's early enough for everyone to return. Rio and ultimate from Valkyrie does significant amount of damage, but only Calibre is currently down in this team. They're still fighting, they're still defending. Artillery drone, however, is too long up. She should have been shot down earlier. Bot tower has fallen to Nalfane's pressure, so only tier 1 mid tower is standing for team down 5, but they have all tier 3 towers still at good health, and therefore are definitely in advantage. However, currently in the situation we have a 4 versus 3 because down 5 lost 2 of his sentinels. Rio is still quite a long time gone. They need to make a play here. They need to move around. They can't just sit down and try to defend. They need to be proactive more aggressive. And what I really like is that somehow the level catches up very fast. The windows where one team has a level advantage is very small, and I like this. This is good for competitive play, good for coming back into games. And the starving technique is maybe a little bit more boring to see than aggressive gameplay. So good job on Big Point, on the Shards of War team. These are amazing changes. I really like this. Both teams are getting back on track relatively fast. The time window, you know, where there is 1 or 2 level difference for one team is rather small, and I think this is the idea which behind it, and this is really good. Top lane Artillery Drone is pushing, so Team Unicorn needs to make a play somewhere to defend top Artillery Drone. Arrow is going in, very brave, or maybe, and sometimes bravery and stupidity are too close to each other. In this case, it was a horrible mistake. He had no chance to get out again. However, Team Unicorn has a lead now. They see them moving in on Drake. Now is the time. They need to stop them. If they lose another Drake, it will be horrible. This Ema took a lot of damage by mispositioning. Team down 5 is trying to take the Drake as fast as possible, but Team Unicorn will definitely be there in time. Remember, Decima, the ultimate needs to be early. Panda is engaging on Decima. Ultimate, Decima down 5 is going, waiting still for the ultimate. Oh, this is a good placement. If this is keeping up now, the ultimate good. They have a higher chance. Oh, but why cluster? Why would you cluster? Ah, this was executed absolutely fantastic, and then they cluster against the Valkyrie. This is horrible, such a mistake, such a blunder. They did a good job in waiting for the Drake to go down, then use the Decima ultimate to actually heal them up, to have really good sustain in this team fight. But they're completely clustering up. They're engaging even. They did even engage on I think the tanks which were currently fighting against the Drake, instead of going for the Valkyrie and splitting up. Cobra and Calibre should have done the going directly against the Valkyrie, against the soft targets. Now we have a 17 minutes Drake moving onto the HQ of Unicorn, and this is going to be very hard to defend. 10 seconds, the Warhead is back, and Warhead is essential in this constellation. I repeat myself, but Calibre is just not a good Sentinel, and the game is sadly over. Calibre is not a good Sentinel pick for the freaking tournaments. She's not good, and it breaks my heart to see that actually Panda, he is a good player, he does good stuff. He just don't play Calibre. I understand that this is his main, and he's enjoying here very much in pub games, but for tournaments you can't play her like that.